time for me where I was angry. Like, I was really angry. I touched on it about basketball. I didn't play my freshman year, nor any years before that. You know, in sports, you kind of start playing when you're in fourth grade. Like, all the guys who on my basketball team, they had been playing together since they were like 10 years old. And I could never play. Each year I would just watch my cousin go play rec league, then middle school, then high school came, and I said, I gotta play. Like, I just gotta play. And ninth grade, they sent elders to come talk to me. And my cousin was the elder that would come and talk to me. And by the time they finished talking to me, I would be calmed down. I'd say, okay, I guess I'm not playing. But by my 10th grade year, I just stopped coming home. I actually ran away, came back the next day because I didn't realize how hard it was. But I ran away. I just stopped riding the bus home and started going to basketball practice. And, you know, for JW or any parent, if you're used to coming home at 4:30 and your kid is no longer getting off the bus, you know, that's a big deal. And so that's what I kind of started doing. And before long, the coach called my parents and said, your son has been coming to practice. And by then, they just had gave up on keeping me from playing. And I made All-State. Like, I became honorable mention All-American basketball player, all kind of scholarships coming in. And they were my biggest fans. My parents missed one game out of my 3 years of playing. And it was funny because the coach, he had been recruiting me to play for a long time. And he would tell my parents, his thing was, I will not let him become a bad person. Like, I'll watch him. I'll look over him while he's at practice, you know, to make sure that other players, now that I'm thinking about it, it sounds terrible, but to make sure the other players don't rub off on me. You know, so even at practice, coach would be cussing us out. Then he would turn to me, sorry, bro, sorry. You know, like, it was really embarrassing. We still joke about it to this day. Like, everybody look back like, why he ain't getting cussed out?
That's great.
And,
you look like a pack of fucking assholes out there. Not you, though.
Not you, no, you good. And it was cool. Coach made sure the whole team came to a meeting one time. That was pretty cool. Like, my whole basketball team came to the Kingdom Hall, which the elders loved that. You know, they looked at it like, okay, you're making something out of it. And it was just an experience. But I was so upset, man, that basically everything I have right now is because I played basketball. I went off to college and made friends who I started businesses with. And I think back, like, I almost didn't have that, you know, and I kind of got mad at my father for, like, you was going to let these people keep your son away from playing basketball. You know, you weren't going to step in and say, nah, this is my son. I know what he wants, and I want him to play as well. But I feel like he didn't stand up for me in that regard. I had to force it on my own as a 16-year-old kid, and I have no regrets about it, but I was very angry for some years. Just like, why would you let them take that from me? You know, why would you let any other man come in our house and tell you that I can't follow my dream? And that really, it stuck with me. Man, you know, now I'm no longer mad. I understand why my father and mother did what they did. I understand why why the religion appealed to them. You know, I understand why they're still in it. I totally get it. I get it now, but I'm more interested than I've ever been in Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, it's so interesting to me about who they are and their tactics and the history of them. You know, just studying it from the outside is super interesting, man. I learn something new every day.
That's amazing, man. How did you get to that place of acceptance and forgiveness? Because it has taken me about 15 years of therapy, multiple psychedelic trips, and now sobriety to get there. So how the fuck did you do it?
Man, well, I got a cousin who's a popular DJ in Atlanta. He also grew up Jehovah's Witness. And he was the guy that in recent years, last 5-6 years, we just talk it out, man. Like, we talk it out, and he's no longer either. And he helps me understand some of the reasons I do some of the things I do, and I help him too. Like, it definitely has an impact on who you become. But as far as my parents, I look at it. My dad is respected in this community. Like, what other community is my dad really respected in the way he is in the Kingdom Hall? My mother, she's the wife of an elder. She sits up front with the nice dress on. And, everybody waves at her and understand you got to respect Sister Adams. My brother, he's working his way up in the ranks. He's a new elder. He gives Sunday talks. This is their community. Like, I had basketball, and that's what gave me an out. Like, I became friends. I moved out of the state and went to West Kentucky to play basketball. So I had an easier path to get out. But I could see how they don't. They just don't. Their whole community, their whole family, everything they do is involved in the Kingdom Hall. Even I feel like even if Jesus came down himself and said, this is not the right religion, I think they would still go with it because they're so embedded in it. Like, it's everything to them. And I have to respect that, because if I convince them to leave it, what am I offering? What am I offering you in terms of, I can name a lot of things, but I don't have a religion that I believe in anymore. I don't have a hope of an everlasting life in paradise. So, I got no reason to strip them of that.